So, hold on, my thing is gonna flip over side. So I just wanted to talk for a minute. A lot of people have always looked down on me because I've always collected, action figures and things. I have action figures and things in my house, like people wonder if I'm like playing with them or stuff like that. But I've said it again and again that I'm a nerd, and the nerd community kind of collects figurines and things. They try to there's a type of nerd community, whether it's like within men and within women, that they will collect certain figurines or certain items that they think are going to be worth money for monetary value later on down the road. So they collect them because they think later on down the road they might be valuable and worth some money. But um, I wanted to say too that there's lines that even the nerd community frowns upon. The nerd community kind of would definitely frowns upon anything like say how people like just assume you're childish or etc. Or you're trying to lure. Sometimes people will say, "Oh, try to assume that you're trying to lure people in or something, or lure like little kids or something in." And and the nerd community frowns upon anything like child abuse and stuff like that. I'm part of the nerd community myself, and I know they frown upon child. They would definitely frown upon child abuse and things like that. I mean, they're there for everybody to have fun and everybody to get together and do what they need to do to celebrate, the culture of superheroes and stuff like that. But and that's kind of what I do. I kind of collect my figurines for monetary value. I kind of just have them displayed around my apartment. But for me personally, I don't play with anything I usually buy for like collectible toys. I don't really play with them. I just like leave them sitting there. Like I have stuff that just sits on my couch, and I have stuff that's on my walls. But I've gotten a lot of rumors like, oh, he's childish, or oh, he's a molester or something like that, because I have so many collectibles and stuff like that. But in the end, I collect them for monetary value. So monetary value is a very a very great thing. Some people, because there's a market for everything, and these days there's people out there that have a market for actual action figures and actual toy market that will actually pay. Some people will pay big price, and depending on what the figure or what the actual collectible is, some people will pay big price to actually buy them. So for me, it's like I'm collecting certain figurines and stuff, hoping that something's going to be worth money. I mean, that's the thing. You might not be able to tell whatever everything's going to be worth money, but for me, I collect things that are going to be worth money, which I feel might be worth money, and possibly lead to monetary value down the road. Um, as everybody knows me, I had like 2 or 3 bins full of Pokemon plushes, and I actually downsized on my Pokemon plushes. My mom said I shouldn't have did that because they would have been worth a lot of money, but I downsized on all like 2 or 3 bins of my Pokemon plushes because they were just sitting in the closet. So, and I ended up donating like the good portion of those bins and all those plushies to Goodwill because they were just sitting in my closet. I couldn't have them on display, or couldn't have them in a way that I could kind of kind of show my collection of like the things I've collected for monetary value. So but I think the nerd community would frown. I think the nerd community would frown if somebody was really kind of like doing something where they were abusing somebody, or somebody like younger than them and stuff. I think the nerd community would frown upon that. Because I've gotten a lot of, in the past I've gotten a lot of the comments like, oh, he's childish, or oh, he's not an adult or something like that, because he collects figurines. But as I get older and stuff, I'm not gonna be, I might not be doing this in my 40s. I've already talked to some people too, and I've told people that I don't think I'll be doing this in my 40s. I'm already starting to kind of weed off of like trying to what I collect and stuff like that for figurines, because I just have so many of them and I don't have the room. And it's just like, as you get older, you want to do things that are a bit more mature. So everybody knows that for like the last couple of months, my focus more was on music, books, and possibly tarot cards. That was my focus, right? It was never really been too much on the factor of I would get a figurine or something like that to collect for monetary value, because all they're really gonna do is sit in the box and sit on my wall and just collect dust. So, But for me, I collect things for monetary value, you know. And a lot of people in the nerd community do. There's a whole bunch of people that will purposely go to the stores and buy like figurines and stuff and buy what they think is going to be worth money or be a collectible and stuff like that. So there's a whole bunch of community people out there that collect figurines and stuff. But I mean, I've gotten a bunch of rumors and things said about me like, oh, he's childish, or oh, he collects this and this, and I don't feel comfortable because he's like a molester or this or that, you know. So I've gotten all the different, you know, different things about, you know, my whole situation about my collectibles. But I don't collect too many collectibles. I mean, every once in a while, here and there, if I see something, I might go back and grab it. But I don't really collect collectibles too much. I mean, there was like my birthday, my 33rd birthday, I got an Aquaman. I got an Aquaman collectible, and and then probably about a week ago, I got the Yellow Ranger, one of my favorite Yellow Rangers, you know, figures for Power Rangers. But you know, because she just happens to be a black woman, and she happens to be one of my favorite Power Rangers. I think she's more prettier than, you know, than the Pink Ranger. So let's put it that way. But you know, but anyways, you know, point being is that, you know, I collect things for monetary value, and it's like there's rules in place that I think even the nerd community and people in the nerd community and stuff would frown upon. If somebody was really kind of abusing somebody or something like that, I think there would be a lot of hell to pay even from the nerd community, because, you know, it comes to the factor that, you know, it's not okay. You know, you should be able to have fun as a nerd and stuff and do what you need to do, and not feel like, you know, you know, some people say it's childish, some people say it's this and that, and then the people who actually sometimes do it and stuff don't, you know, say that they have rules and regulations about how they do things and go about things too, and certain lines shouldn't be crossed even for the nerd community. That's basically what I'm trying to say, is like, you know, there's certain lines and regulations of like what's mature and what's not mature, how to go about it, and etc. But that's what you need to figure out and how you need to go about things as an adult. So as an adult, you get to decide. You know, you get to decide how you get to, you know, spend your money and stuff like that. So for me, I don't do too many collectibles and stuff. I mean, I did a couple of them. I did a couple of them like this year, or like last year. But I'm not big on like community, I'm not. I mean, I'm not big on, like, you know, collectibles. I'm not big on collectibles and stuff like that. But I am big on like the community of like the whole like nerd fandom thing. I've always been really big on that. You know, I've always been a big dork and a big nerd, and always kind of collected things that I thought were going to be worth monetary value to have displayed on my wall, like Pokemon and, you know, Star Wars and Doctor Who, and, you know, some video game action figures that, you know, I'm hoping that are going to be worth money as I hold on to them and the price goes up, hopefully. But for me, mostly, I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of sitting around, I do a lot of like social media. I do a lot of tarot cards. I do a lot of watching movies and TV, but I don't really sit here and play with toys, you know. The only things I sometimes will probably pick up is sometimes these stress toys, you know. These are like stress toys. They bend, you know, my bendable stress toys. But other than that, I don't really touch too much of my actual things, and they're not actually coming out of the package. You know, I try not to have too many loose things out of the package. I mean, I'd rather have them in the package, because I think it would help monetary value. But some people say too that even if a figurine is not in the package, it can still be worth monetary value. At least that's what people are saying now, is that you don't have to have the figurine actually in the package to have it be worth money. Some things are still worth money to a certain market in the nerd community and people who collect things like that. So, you know, for me, it's like I know I have a lot of like figurines and stuff hanging from the walls. There's some other stuff hanging from the walls, and, you know, but for me personally, just because I'm a nerd, it's not, you know, I get a lot of rumors and a lot of people saying, oh, because you know, it's because you're childish, or because you know, or because you're looking to like abuse somebody or something like that, and it's not really the case. You know, that's, you know, I don't think people in the nerd community like so like not every I mean I know there's people, you know, there's people out there, you know, possibly in the nerd community that have done some fucked up shit, but I don't think everybody in the nerd community is looking to do some fucked up shit and etc. So or be part of some fucked up shit that really is going to get, you know, them into a lot of trouble, and possibly would still have to have them stop collecting certain things like that and etc., depending on what, you know, people say and stuff like that. Because, you know, if you got really in trouble for you know, something underage or something, they you know, the court can make it where you don't, where you can't, you know, can't go near things like, you know, your favorite cartoons and stuff, because, you know, they want to put you on a restriction because you'll be on like a pedophile list or something, you know. So but the nerd, a lot of people in the nerd community probably don't even want that to happen. They want to be able to do what they need to do. So, but I do. I have a lot of collectibles. I know I do. I mean, I was just looking. I wanted to actually kind of say that in my last video where I was going around my apartment. I wanted to show more of my collectibles, but I didn't get to show them. They're all over my place. But you know, that's one thing I don't think people really understand about me is when I collect a figurine or something. It's more because it's just because I'm a nerd and I want to do something for monetary value, and it kind of brings me joy from time to time. But that's not always the focus of where my money goes, and that's not the main focus of where my money goes. So I do what I do, and I try to put, you know, try to put my money towards more mature and adult things. But every once in a while, my inner child and my inner being of what will sometimes make me happy and bring me joy will be like, well, I want to get something to just, you know, have in my collection to display and something like that. But you know, I don't really, you know, I don't really collect, you know, things to, you know, not like I'm trying to like bring people in and, you know, do all that fucked up shit that some people would be doing, you know. So but it was something that I wanted to address because I know that's a rumor that's been going around a lot, you know, from certain people in the past. It's been a rumor that you know, just because I collect, you know, toys and stuff, or toys or figurines that I think are going to be worth money for monetary value, people seem to think I'm supposed to be a creep or something. But I was a huge kid at heart when I was a kid. I used to play around the whole complex. I used to have the whole complex playing with, you know, this is like back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, I used to have the whole complex playing with like water guns and stuff, and we would all go around pretending we were like secret agents or something, going around like shooting water pistols at each other and etc. and having a good old time. So, um, but it was back in the '90s, and I don't think you can do that now as an adult because of all the things that have happened and etc. But you know, now as I get older, there's been certain things and regulations in place. I mean, certain things really get frowned upon if lines and things get crossed. So, um, but I wanted to set the record straight because I've had people in the past kind of say that, you know, I've actually invited a girl over here to stay on my couch, you know, and I guess she had a history of like abuse or something in her life, so she got really uncomfortable about being in my house because my house supposedly had, you know, collectibles that, you know, she thought were childish or something, and she felt kind of uncomfortable because she might have had a history with something. But for me, it's just more like I got my own collectibles. I got my own place. I'm able to display my collectibles around the house. I'm able to, you know, display my house the way I want to. So, um, but no, I do. I have some collectibles in here. I mean, I collect some things for monetary value, but I swear, as I get older, I'm not going to be doing this much more. I'm trying to find other ways to venture out with my money and my time. You know, as I get older, I mean, I still want to find a way to be a nerd and stuff, whether it's just to buy a T-shirt or something. But eventually, at some point, when you get like older, you got to find a way whether like what's mature. You know, what's mature enough to actually do and what's not okay anymore as you get older, you know. For me, it's like I stopped collecting Pokemon plushes. I don't collect any more Pokemon plushes because I had like three or four bins and donated half of them to Goodwill and stuff like that. And I decided I wouldn't be collecting anymore because it was just a, you know, just kind of a waste of time and money to me. You know, I probably could have sold them on eBay, and I was thinking about it, but I ended up just donating them around the holidays because I was feeling kind of generous about doing that. But But anyways, I just wanted to come online and say that, there's a nerd community. There's people who collect things for monetary value and monetary money and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know. I actually just got done eating, so I just got done eating my food. I'm watching the end of Captain Marvel, but I've already seen the end of Captain Marvel. I didn't see the whole thing, but I am working on just cleaning up a bit. I gotta go take the garbage out in a little bit, and I gotta figure out what I'm doing because eventually I'm gonna have to, make a buffalo. I'm gonna have to get ready to make my buffalo chicken salad tomorrow because I have counseling. I have counseling tomorrow. I got to speak to a counselor. I sit down, have my counseling session. Tomorrow's the weekly horoscopes. As always, I've checked ahead of time. I know what the weekly horoscopes say. I know what they're going to say and stuff like that. So I'm well prepared. On some of them, not all of them, not the weekly one that's actually done on tarot.com. That's the one that's sometimes either a hit or miss, but that one will either show you that either it's going to be a make it or break it week. But anyways, I just wanted to say hello and hi and talk about monetary value and collecting things. But I know there's a lot of rumors and things going around. I mean, there's probably people saying things about me like, oh, he's so childish because he collects this and this and this. But I mean, there's a whole community out there for people who go to like Comic Cons and stuff and watch like Marvel movies and stuff like that, where they can actually watch movies and be a part of like the nerd community and kind of I mean, there's people in their 30s or 40s that still kind of dress up from Comic Cons and stuff, but some people just do it around Halloween because they think around the time of Halloween it's more festive and it's like, oh, 31 days of cosplay and 31 days of like dressing up as such and such. But I was thinking about getting into cosplay too, but I'm getting older. I'm in my 30s. I'm actually already 33, so I was thinking about getting into cosplay a little bit. I was working on a Kakashi cosplay from Naruto, but I haven't really fully kind of had that not flirtation, fruition. I don't know what the word is, but it's like I haven't had it fully come to to par yet with what I wanted to do. So, um, so I'm waiting. I'm waiting to really find out if I'm going to still go through with that cosplay or not, or just save myself the money and just hold on to some of the cosplay things in my house. But everybody knows I have cosplayed as the Doctor, the fourth Doctor from Doctor Who, Rick from Rick and Morty, which Rick from Rick and Morty was my actual Halloween costume. The cosplay for the fourth Doctor for Doctor Who was my all around costume for the month of October. I was the fourth Doctor for Doctor Who. And I have a Star Trek cosplay, which I completed, but I haven't actually worn, where I actually got a gold shirt, a gold Star Trek shirt. I got a communicator, and I got a little alien, furry alien, so I could be like a Captain Kirk or something. I haven't actually came out and actually did that cosplay, but I might actually pop up that cosplay, next October and stuff like that. But, I just wanted to talk about that. I'm still a big part of the nerd community and I'm still a big nerd, but, I don't know. I don't know if people will find that attractive or not. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, to me, to some people I know it's attractive but it's all about maturity too. It's all about like where your maturity levels are and like where you are as an adult and stuff. It's like, there's times where you can cosplay and you can dress up and have fun, but there's other times where you got to be mature and more of an adult and handle your business and take care of shit. So, and that's what I basically do. I know how to take care of shit and stuff. I just collect things for monetary value. I was almost going to do cosplay. I mean, I was almost going to go down this road of being like a huge nerd and stuff and being able to express myself in a way that a nerd would, but, I don't know. Some women might get turned off by that. I don't know, but who knows? But anyways, I'm getting offline. Just wanted to come online and talk about this for a minute. I gotta do a couple more things, get the garbage out, get my dishes picked up, and figure out if I'm going to have everything together for tomorrow. I should have an energy drink today and just put another energy drink in the fridge, but I think it's going to get later and later. It's like 5:00 now, but it's like if it gets any later, I'll be up all night. So I'm thinking about maybe just holding off on the energy drink for tomorrow and maybe just making a cup of coffee, because because I haven't had too much coffee yet today either, and I'm thinking about having a cup of coffee. So coffee's not that bad compared to an energy drink. An energy drink might have me jumping up and down. The coffee might at least give me some sleep, if not too bad. So, anyways, peace.